What's up, YouTube family? It is your boy Future P. I am back again this week. Eventually, you're gonna get like a whole introduction video and stuff like that. It's gonna be so live, it's gonna be so dope, it's gonna be so great. Thank you all who have been watching, who have been sharing this content. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing big things, right? Lives are getting changed, lives are getting saved every single day. And I guarantee by the end of this year, matter of fact, let me not say this year. I'm gonna tell you this, right? August of 2024, you're going to see something that is going to blow your mind tremendously. I hope you're ready, and I hope you're tuned in and locked in for what's about to go down. So stay tuned. You know, we go live on the different platforms. We go live on Facebook, and we're going to be doing Instagram really soon. Hopefully by the end of this year, we're going to be streaming on multiple platforms all at one time. And yeah, man, it's all about the kingdom. So by putting in the kingdom work, you heard. So without further ado, when your boys start tapping on here with this paper, you know what it is. So we're gonna go live, baby. Let's get started. We back. We're here. What's up, fam? It's your boy Future P. We're back again. Sorry, I had technical difficulties on Facebook, and yeah, I'm back. My phone was giving me trouble, or one of my phones was giving me trouble. But listen, I'm glad to be back. New series, new time, new week, ladies and gentlemen. We're going up. We're not going down. So, if you're watching this video, make sure that you do share this video. If you're watching this video, make sure that you do share this video. I guarantee you do not want to miss this. It's gonna be dope. So make sure again you lock in. Make sure that you know you're available, you're ready for all of the information that I'm about to give you guys. Because I'm telling you, this past couple of weeks, man, it's been absolutely amazing. You know, God has been doing some great. God has been moving in a different way, and I pray and hope that He's been doing the same thing for you as well. Because there has been a lot of changes in the atmosphere. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of development, and all because of you guys. All because of you that are watching live right now. And we have been just doing some remarkable things, man. Like I can't even call it. But without further ado, make sure again if you're watching this video, you share this video, you get it out there because we are going up today. So get ready because I'm gonna go ahead and pray, and then we're gonna jump right into this new series. It's a new series time, right? We're about to go ahead and get this thing started. So give me 1 second, and we're gonna go get this thing going. Go get this thing going. Seriously, just trying to get a few things set up. I do apologize. I was having some technical difficulties earlier, and yeah, it really just it really kind of put a little damper into everything I was going to do, even the time I was going to get started. But you know what? We're not going to let none of that stuff stop us. We're going to go ahead. We're going to keep going harder and harder and harder. So a little bit more. We're literally going to flood social media really quick. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. So without further ado, Heavenly Father, I thank you right now for this time. Any person that comes in contact with this video, let their hearts and minds be changed. Lord, this is for you. This is not for me. Use me as your instrument, God. Give me the strength. Give me the words. Give me the delivery, Lord. Give me the right things to say and how to say it, Lord, so that your children may be saved. And we're going to do this all in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this video. You may click on not want to miss this video. Share this video. You do not want to miss it. So today, it is the beginning of a new series. A new series. If you caught last week, go ahead and grab my Palm Pilot. If you caught last week was the ending of Spiritual Landlord. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen, go back and watch that series. It's going to give you a lot of I'm not going to say a lot of, it's going to give you a different perspective on how to build a relationship with God concerning you. Because if you understand that, what will happen is you'll move into a completely different realm in your relationship. I think a lot of individuals focus so heavy on so heavy on wanting to know, but you can't really know unless you build a phenomenal, great, and deep relationship. It's hard for me to know who you are if I don't have a relationship with you. It's hard for me to give you any type of criticism or you to give me any type of criticism if you don't have a relationship. It's hard for you to correct me if you and I don't have that relationship. It's hard for me to respect you, and which I always will, but on the level of respect that you probably think you should receive, it's hard for us to have that type of interaction if we don't have that relationship. It's going to be hard for those things. But because a lot of us, we aren't privy and we aren't available mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, we miss the mark on that. We completely 100% miss the mark. But today I want to talk to y'all about this new series, judicial system versus the judicial system. So the judicial system is the system that Jesus created. You probably wonder, well, where is that even at? Where is that system even at? That system is literally him. It's how he moved. One of the things I'm going to challenge you all who are watching this video. Next time you want to study anything with the Bible, you don't have to be perfect. You can Google this stuff. We're in the new age. We're in a new time frame. A lot of people don't tote Bibles anymore with the big handles at the top, right? The big brown leather Bibles. And if you can, it's cool. But this is a legit Bible study. And I want to give you all a perspective of you got to know that you can do all this through your phone now. You can look all of this stuff up. You don't have to be perfect. You know everything, but you just gotta have that same zeal that you have when you want to start your own business. You got to have that same mindset, that same time. I'm not excuse me, not timeline. You want to have that same. You want to be same time. Excuse me, I couldn't get my words out. When it comes to you researching a business, you want to get your LLC, you don't stop until you get it. You do all of the research, you look up online, you make sure that all of the information that you want is there. So you stay up all hours of the night, right? You do whatever you got to do to get to the right information, right? So I want to talk to y'all really quick about this because the systems that there are systems in place right now on this earth that are keeping us bound as a culture, as people. There's a system in place right now that is currently keeping us bound as a culture and as people. And because of it, it's the reason why we can't grow. It's the reason why we're not moving forward. It's the reason why we're not developing. It's a reason why we're not changing our lives daily because we're stuck in the same exact system, not place, not neighborhood, not your job, not your relationship, not your marriage, not your children, not your neighborhood, not your circumstances. It's not none of that. Because what'll happen is people that are a part of of a different system, I almost said discipline, a disciplined system, they will move into your same situation and make it out and do something bigger and better than you probably have ever seen before a day in your life. Now, the difference between them and you is that you're a part of two different systems. That's the difference. Because when you understand how the system works, you will literally change your thoughts about yourself. You won't even think the same anymore, right? So I want to talk about this because when I looked up judicial system, God really tried to not go too deep on it because that would have taken me weeks to really study and really put anything out. But I will in due time. But he wanted me to give you a kind of a surface base and go deeper with it because when you understand how the judicial system works, you will understand is that the judicial system is broken up into a system of courts, right? It's three type of courts in the judicial system. Some of you probably have heard of it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of political science history right now, right? So check this out. You got three types of courts, right? You got your trial court, right? That's the first court. You got your trial court, right? You got that up. The next type of court, besides the trial court, you have your circuit courts, and then you have the Supreme Court, right? You have three types of courts, right? You got your trial court, you got your circuit court, and then you have your Supreme Court. Now, these courts are designed to do these things, right? They're designed to handle disputes and disagreements, slash disagreements, which is technically the same. They're designed to interpret things, they're designed to defend things, and they're also designed to apply the law in any case that is legal not illegal. That's what these courts are built for and set for. Now, here's the caveat. Here's my focus. My focus is to expose Satan, expose the enemy on how he is literally using this earthbound system. I mean, literally, he's using it and he's incriminating it so much and pushing his own agenda just to destroy the kingdom of God. He's literally using the judicial system to destroy you. That's right, you that's watching this. He's using this system daily to destroy you. Now let's get down into this, because today I want to talk to y'all about part 1 of this brand new series. Thank you for all who are tuning in. If you can't watch it, catch it on the replay, right? Part 1 of this series, it is literally called Disputes and Disagreements. Disputes and Disagreements. If you're watching this, maybe you can drop this in the chat. Disputes and Disagreements. This is gonna be good, y'all. I gotta get some water real quick. So check this out. In order to deal with disputes and disagreements, you gotta go to trial court. You gotta go to trial court. Listen, everybody on trial. You on trial, I'm on trial, your mom on trial every single day, your cousin on trial, your big homie, your little homie, your siblings, everybody on trial every single day, except for your dog. I'm gonna throw that back real quick. Everybody on trial every day. Every day, everybody's on trial, which means you're not exempt from getting on trial. You know why? Because you live life every single day. Every day you wake up and you open your eyes. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you have a lot of energy. I don't care what it is. You are on trial every single day. The moment you wake up, the moment your eyes open, you are on trial. So guess what that means? When you're on trial, guess what happens? You're being judged. You're being judged every single day. You're being judged by your job and your coworkers. Don't they judge you? It's crazy to know how you got coworkers that were literally trying to clock everything that you do. They know when you come in late. They know what time you clock in, as if they sign your paycheck. As if they know exactly what time you're supposed to come in or not come in. They are not your supervisors. They are not your superiors. They aren't the managers or anything. They have the exact same job title and and description and occupation, but for some reason they judge you. You get judged by family. Oh yeah, because family know your dirt. They know the old dirt, but they don't know the new soil. So it's easy for them to try to judge you off of old dirt, but God replanted you in the new soil. So what do? They treat you as if you're the same 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old that you've been all of your life, and you're in your 40s. You're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, and they still treat you the same. They still treat you the same. You get judged by your children. Oh, yeah. Your children will literally go around their friend's household and they will literally see how their parents look, or their parents maybe treat them and give them whatever they want. And they feel because they have it, their friends have that type of lifestyle, they feel they should have that type of lifestyle as well. So they judge their situation. Don't you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that kids right now that have a 2-parent household, literally majority of all of their friends grow up in a single-parent household. Children that typically live in the suburbs, they live in a nice home, right? I'm talking about they living in 4 or 5 bedroom houses. They living in 5,000 square foot homes. Some of them living in houses bigger than that. They living in gated communities, nice communities. They living in neighborhoods that have an HOA and everything. But for some reason, they want to act like they're from the projects. They want to act like they are from the hood, as if the people that are currently living there want to live there. They don't want to live there. That's just their current circumstances now. But for some reason, it's attractive to them. So they judge you as a parent. Children will judge you. Who else we got? Your boss, your coworkers. Sometimes your spouse will judge you. Yeah, they'll judge you because of they've reached a crossroad with you in your life together, and they literally don't know anything else other than the crossroad they've been with their exes. So they judge you. They expect you to make them feel a certain type of way how their exes made them feel, because that's all they know. So they judge you. Look who else we got. We got your siblings. Oh yeah. Don't In some households, in some families, your siblings will treat you like you Joseph. Your siblings will treat you like you Joseph if you're not careful. They will mad at you because your parents favored you and gave you the coat of many colors. They will be mad at you and capture you, throw you in a hole, sell you into slavery for $5.65 a piece, which is equivalent to, like, I think it was 20 shekels of silver back in the day. And it was split between what, 9, 10 brothers? And they literally split all the little bit of money left. I think it was like anywhere between $5 to like $13 a piece in today's currency. And they sold their brother to slavery, faked his debt to the father for multiple years, and told him that, yeah, your son got killed. We couldn't find him. Your siblings will treat you like Joseph. They will judge you. They will 100% judge you, and you don't even realize that they will literally judge you. Who else we have here? Right? You got your siblings. Some of them, even your own parents, will judge you. Some of you right now, as parents, let me help you understand something, please. Your children will never be you. I understand you want the best for your child, but this is a different generation. It is not the same. Your children cannot go to school, get good grades, get a degree, and all of a sudden they're just expected to land this nice job where they can just pay off all of their debt from college in the first 6 months, and that's it. No, go to Starbucks, talk to the barista, see how many of them have degrees. Go to Taco Bell, go to Burger King, go to McDonald's, go to Chick-fil-A, go to any fast food restaurant, talk to the waiters and the waitresses. A lot of them have degrees and they're waiting tables. That's not what they wanted to do, but they did it because they need it right now when they need it fast. Look at the people that are Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. Nothing wrong with that. That's your hustle. That's your money. That's what you do to make money. But I'm willing to bet they didn't spend 4 years in college, traveling away from home, going to a completely different state just to deliver food. You can't make me believe. You can't make me believe that. But parents, don't put that type of pressure and stigma on your children. Remember what James said, right? James chapter 1. God said to him, before I formed you, I knew you, which means your child was with him before they became physical with you on earth. So guess what? They already had a call. They already had it. Your job as a parent is to seek and see what they do and just let them do it. Follow it. You probably want your child to literally be a football player because he is tall, he's big, he's stocky like his dad. But that boy loved music. That boy loved computers. But you forcing him to put on pads. And the reason why he's so big, he's so fast, he's so great, not because he's a great football player, not because he's big, but because he's angry, because he's mad. Because now he can take out all his frustration out in pads. And he can knock people over and they can make them feel good. But in all actuality, you don't want to do that. I'm going to prove it to you. Why do you think most athletes, once they get hurt, they completely just stop doing everything? Most athletes don't have a love for it. That's all they've ever been trained to do. And so they grow up not liking it. And they eventually just quit and just give up. They just stop doing it. So parents, please, 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 don't put that stigma on your children. We're in a completely different age and time frame right now. It's different. Children now can literally get on the phone and make more money a year as a parent. But you don't believe that because you're so stuck in your ways and don't think that there's any other way. It's being done every single day. Back in the day, you didn't have a lot of choices depending on where you're from, especially from my city. You either played sports, you either was in the dope game, or you worked offshore, or you went to the military. Those are only really 4 options. And most of the people work offshore. A lot of folks went to the military. In this day and age, because of social media, because we know everything that happens in the military now, a lot of folks say, no, I'm not going. So there's a new way to make money now. But parents, be open-minded. That's all I'm saying. Be open-minded to what your children are saying. They can teach you things. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. A lot of you as parents, you couldn't survive in the school system right now. Remember, we're talking about systems tonight, right? They don't do math the same. Remember when we do math, we do it from right to left. You had 11 plus 12. You do right 12 on the top, 11 at the bottom. You do 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 plus 1 is 2. The answer is 23. They don't do math like that no more. The core math, that's different. They don't do math like that anymore. It's a completely different situation. And a lot of you right now that are parents, the only reason why you like that with your children, how your parents raise you. It's time to break the cycle. It's never too late. I don't care if you got children in their 20s, in their 30s, or teenagers, or even preteens, or they toddlers. It's never too late to break the cycle. Just start. Just start. Invest in your kids. I don't know why I'm going this route. This is not even in my notes, but invest in your children, man. They are the future right now. Invest in them. Give them the ability to do it. Ask them. Don't ask them what they want to do when they grow up. Ask them what they like to do. What do you like to do? I like to play video games. Don't you know right now there are children right now that are millionaires just from playing video games? T-Pain. Y'all know who T-Pain is, right? The artist. T-Pain right now plays video games for a living. He said, I have made more money playing video games than I have ever made in music in my entire life. This is coming from T-Pain, a diamond multiple platinum artist. Y'all sing his songs, his song come on in the club, his song's still going to ring. It's still going to get plays. It's still going to spin. This man said, I make more money playing video games than I ever did in the music industry in my entire life. What does that tell you? It's a different time. Don't sit there and tell your kids, you're not supposed to do that, play the game all day. Listen, it's different. It's not the same anymore. When I went to Louisiana Tech University, y'all, I can't make this up. There were kids. There was a program that was called CNET. No, I'm sorry, not that program. I apologize. My advisor, his name was Dr. Box, B-O-X. He had this long, crazy name or whatever. He was from what was he from? He was from Vietnam or Thailand, one of the two. But they built a supercomputer out of PlayStation 2s. They built a supercomputer out of PlayStation 2s. And guess what, y'all? This was like 07, 08. This is 07, 08. They built a supercomputer with 4 PS2s. And then they did it with PS3s. It's a completely different time. They built a supercomputer in 2008 when we was wearing 4X shirts. You had the 32-inch waist, but you was wearing a pair of 38 jeans. That's the time frame we was in. And they were doing it at that time. Now technology is surpassing the time frame that we're living in. It's completely surpassing it. So ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please invest in your kids, man. Let your kids give you an idea of what's going on in the world, because you're not attached to the world as much. Social media is not enough. These kids now are doing different things in school than we ever did when we was in school. It's just a completely different thing. It's completely different. But here's what I want to talk to y'all about seriously. It's the systems that are literally being perverted by the enemy for us to follow every single day, and we're missing the mark. We're missing it continuously because every day we're on trial and we're being judged. Now, the reason why everyone else has something to say as well, you got those people that'll judge you too. They always got something to say. They always got your name in your mouth. I mean, your name in their mouth. They always have an idea of how you should live your life. They always have the most opinions about everything that you do. And the reason being is because they are just a part of that old system. They don't want to change. They're still stuck in that system, right? Now, when you stuck, right? When you stuck in that system, the battle, here's the battle. The battle comes with dispute and disagreement. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, dispute and disagreement. Now, let's break down the word dispute and disagreement. Let's break it all the way down. The word dispute, D-I-S-P-U-T-E, you can look this up. Anytime you have the 3 letters dis in front of a word like dislike or dismember, right? Or disengage. The word dis means set apart. To set apart. I-E, y'all ready? To separate. It means to separate. P-U-T-E, to reckon, or as you people say, well, I reckon. Reckon means to believe. So when you dispute something, someone is trying to set apart your belief. That's what the system is designed for. It is designed to set you apart from who you believe that you are and who God told you that you are. That's what the system is set there for. It is set there for you to not grow past anything that people ever. Oh boy, you ain't gonna be nothing. You're gonna be just like your daddy. That's a dispute. Oh girl, you're gonna be just like your mom. That's a dispute. Oh, where you from? You from that side of the tracks? Oh, nobody got time for that. Nobody make it over there. That's a dispute. These are examples of disputes. Let's talk about disagreement because the word disagreement is technically in the definition of dispute. But when you break down the word disagreement, this means to set apart. The word agree, as we all know about the word agree, all the word agree means is when two people have the same opinion, and when that happens, it becomes pleasing between both parties. However, the word meant, like commitment or commencement, right? MENT, that means process or cadence. In other words, it means in harmonious process or cadence. So when you look up the word agreement, it means an harmonious process or a harmonious cadence. So you either set apart, which means you're separated, to agree on something, and the process is at the end. So when you agree on something, there's a process after you agree on it, right? To put the things into action. Even when you disagree, it's either going to be a harmonious way or it's going to be an erroneous way, which means that's not good. Because once that disagreement comes, there's nothing harmonious about a disagreement. There's no harmony in that. There's no peace. There's no peace in disagreement. Now, let me play the other side. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. However, but disagreeing versus disagreement is two different definitions. It's not the same. The root word is agree. That means that two individuals have the same opinion or the same thought. Do you have to agree with people? Absolutely not. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with it. You can set apart your opinions together, but you can do it in a harmonious way. The problem now is this. Social media. Let me expose the system he uses. You only get clicks when you post disagreements, arguments, tragedy, death. That's the only time you're going to get hits. The algorithm is set for you to post death, anger, disagreement, strife, you name it. You name it. It's out there. For example, man, I don't even listen to rap. I listen to Christian hip hop, gospel. I listen to a little R&B here and there. Everybody know that, Takeoff passed away from the Migos, right? Everybody knows that part. There's so many different stories. He died right here in Houston. Here's the thing. The fact that him bleeding out is all on Twitter. I mean, you type in hashtag Takeoff, man, it's everywhere. It's bad. For this man's life to be shown like that, to see his uncle, I think Quavo is his uncle or his nephew, one of the two, but to see him scream and yell on him, and he passed out right after. He passed out completely right after that. He passed out. They had to carry him and put him in the trunk because he got hit being an innocent bystander. He was just there in that moment. But you know what's crazy? The type of videos I do, the type of videos other people do, you don't get a lot of shares and likes, you don't. But when you post people dying live, oh man, you'll go viral. That's the system is set up for that. It is set up and used for you to disagree and dispute and show nothing but negativity. That's all it's there for. It's not designed for you to grow. The system now is not designed for you to get better. It's not designed for you to push and move into a different level. It's designed to keep you stuck exactly where you are. So let's go ahead and let's expose the symptoms of it. Let's go ahead and expose it, right? I'm going to talk about right now for the next probably 30 minutes or so. I'm going to talk to y'all about dispute and disagreement, but we're going to tackle 4 categories. Well, we're actually 3. We're going to tackle marriage and relationships, finances, and your faith. Those 3 right there. Those 3. These are the 3 levels we're going to talk about, right? These are 3 levels. Now, let me put out a disclaimer, okay? I'm talking about marriage and relationship. Listen, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a guru. None of that crazy stuff. But God is. I'm just let you know that God is, right? So here's the thing. The enemy job, because word dispute means to set apart. It means P-U-T-E means to believe. His job is to get you to separate from your belief in anything that you want to do in life. Let me go a little bit deeper. With disagreements, a lot of people want to disagree, but they don't want to have a disagreement, because when you add that ment to it, it's a process that you have to go through after you disagree. The disagreement should be in a harmonious, peaceful way. But no, you don't get hits for disagreeing peacefully. You get hits for disagreeing violently, putting your business out on social media, talking about each other, doing indirect posts and tagging people and going live and recording people when you see it. That's what gets hits. That's the system that is killing us right now. That's the system that we all fall subject to. You want me to tell you what happens? I talked about the takeoff video earlier. It's not about the shares, it's about the clicks and the views. That's where we're failing at. You want to find out negativity? Right now, go ahead and type in LeBron James sucks. I don't mean that in a hateful way, because I'm actually a huge fan. I've been a fan of LeBron since when he first came out of high school. But when you type LeBron James sucks, let me tell you what's going to happen. That algorithm is going to literally be trends. Just type in his name, and whatever pops up in Google will show you what people are searching about that. Ain't that crazy? A lot of you know that, but you probably haven't realized it. That's why when you start typing stuff just start coming up on Google as suggestions. No, that means people have researched those topics. That's why they're coming up. Those search engines, that's how they work. So when you start typing something and it automatically fills it in, that's because somebody have researched it already. That's the reason why it pop up. So this system is set up for that. When we're talking about marriage and relationships, the enemy is there to set apart and separate your relationships with your family, your marriages between you and your wife, or you and your husband. And it's literally about getting rid of the belief that you have in one another. That's what it's really all about. It's about destroying the belief that you have in one another to do life together. That's the system that he created. That's why dispute and disagreement is the main reasons why people don't last in relationships. It's not that you can't disagree to agree. It's the fact that once you disagree, you can do it in a harmonious, you can do it in a violent, ratchet, and all other way. But guess what? The harmonious way, people don't talk about that. People don't post that stuff. People don't post, hey, guess what? Me and my wife, we got into an argument, solved it. This is how we do it. These are the practices that we put into place. We think it should help you guys. Nah. That's not going to get hits, because the system is not designed for greatness to show. It is designed for badness to prosper. The reason why is because we click on badness. We don't click on prosperity. We don't click on growth. We don't click on favor. We click on drama. We click on fights. We click on, think about it. On Instagram, what you see on Instagram is what you follow. It will not pop up on your feed if you don't follow it. It don't. It does not pop up on your feed if you don't follow. If you're seeing negativity on your Instagram, that's because you're following it. It's based off of followers. It's not, it don't just pop up. Facebook the same way. If you see people right now on your feed and you see that stuff, just unfriend them and unfollow them, and it won't show up. It will not show up on your page. That's the reason why you're seeing it so much. That's why a lot of people have different pages. They may have their main page, and they got this. God, I cannot think of the name of the page that they call it, but it's basically to where, yeah, it's a spam page. That's what it's called. It's a spam page. It's a page that nobody knows about. Every artist has it. So when you see like Future or let's say LeBron or you say Kobe, anybody else, they have a team. All of your favorite rappers and favorite artists, they don't operate their own social media. I want you to understand it, right? They don't. They have a team that does all of that for them. That's why their pictures always look perfect. That's why they always have good videos and promotions, because they have a team that does that for them. They're not sitting there with their phones like us and literally seeing every single thing like how we see it. No, they got a team, because you know why? Because their managers know that if we let you get involved and see this system every single day, you will not be focused on becoming who you need to become. So if they have a team to deal with the systems that they know is flawed, they know it got issues, why are we doing it? They're no better than us. Why are we falling to the same tricks and trades that the enemy, Satan himself, created in his system for us to follow? Why are we doing it? We don't have to do that. but we're doing it. And the only reason why it's even alive is because we're allowing it to be alive, y'all. We don't have to do that. You don't have to click on it. You don't have to click on the chick video because she's twerking. You don't have to click on it. You don't have to click on the dude's video because he got his shirt off and he's getting positive affirmations about a woman. You don't have to click on it. But the moment you click, I'm going to give you a perfect example. I'm going to show y'all a cheat code really quick. Can't make this stuff up. Everybody has this. Everybody has this. You see this right here? You see that? It's called See Insights. That's what it's called. When you click on that, it'll literally show you how many people's accounts it reached. It'll show you right there. It'll show you. It'll literally show you how many likes, loves, shares. It'll show you everything. It'll show you. It's there now for everyone to see. So what does that tell you? You have a choice to be involved in the system or you don't. You can choose to do it or you can choose not to do it. It's your decision. We have this decision every single day. So here are the things, the symptoms of disagreement and dispute in marriages and relationships. Here we go. First off, it comes off like this. First, y'all literally, first, y'all was cool, right? Y'all loved each other. Everything was fine. Everything was peaches and cream. And now all of a sudden, y'all hate each other. That's a symptom. That should show you that you're a part of this system that the enemy put out for you to fall trap into. Here's some other symptoms. Now, all of a sudden, you got trust issues of the person that you with and that you love. All of a sudden, you got trust issues. You don't trust them as much as you did anymore. And it came out of nowhere. It literally came out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. You got trust issues all of a sudden. You got trust issues. Look, parenting. Now, all of a sudden, y'all don't trust each other when it comes to parenting. All of a sudden, you're a better father than she is a mother. You're a better mother than he is a father. That's how it is. That's how it is. Come on. Like, pursuit of one another. Y'all used to pursue each other in the beginning. Y'all used to text each other every single morning and good morning, king, good morning, queen. It was cool at first. But because you got involved in the system, you stopped doing it. You stopped. You stopped texting them as much. You stopped calling them. You went ahead and you picked up a social media wife or a social media husband. That person that always comment under your stuff, but y'all don't really talk. But every single post you put up, they comment about everything. They got hard eyes, they love everything. Your social media wife or your social media husband, your work wife or your work husband. But you pick those up along the way. That's because you fell into the system. You fell into the system of dispute, which means to set apart the belief that you had in one another, to set apart the opinions that y'all shared and that y'all agree with. And then y'all not even doing it in a harmonious way, in the erroneous way, which means not good. Come on, we can keep going. Y'all used to pursue one another. Y'all used to care about one another. Y'all used to care. Now, you don't even care if that person is there no more. You don't even care anymore about if that person is even there. Lord, people probably ain't gonna like me for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Here we go. The sex in your marriage is completely stopped. Completely stopped. Y'all was cool when y'all was dating. Now all of a sudden it's done. It's dry. It ain't there no more. Y'all used to tear it down. Y'all got married, it stopped. It 100% stopped. It stopped. And I'm talking about this from the confines of a marriage. But I'm gonna give you something. Check this out. Look at what 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5 says. I'm not making this up. I'm gonna read it for y'all word for word. It says, do not deprive each other except perhaps a mutual consent. Remember, agreement. And for a time. It doesn't mean forever. It says for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer, not to your friend's house, not to your homeboy house, not to the hookah bar with your girls, not to brunch, not to sip the mimosas, none of that. It says that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Here's what the next part says. Then come together again so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control, which is also a fruit of the spirit. I can't make this up. It literally says this. You will get tempted because you will not have self-control after a while because you're human. It's right here. Then it says this in verse 8. It says, now to the unmarried, and he mentioned the widows. He said, I say to you, it is good for them to stay unmarried as I do. This is Paul, because Paul wasn't married. And then he said, but if they cannot control themselves, should marry it in the burn with passion. I'm gonna let y'all figure the rest of that part out, but it's literally there. But you know what they told you? Nah, it's cool. Go play the field. You young, and you wind kids already. You wind up with something you can't get rid of already. But go ahead, have fun. You wind up with trauma. You literally wound up with mental and physical abuse, mental health issues that you picked up because you literally had sexually transmitted demons. You built a soul tie with somebody that had mental health issues and you didn't even know that, but they look good, they smell good. It's deep. It gets, some of y'all know this, but you do it anyway. And I'm not here to judge you because I'm nobody's judge. I'm here to give you the game and let you know that this system is really real. The enemy don't show no favoritism. He don't care about the stuff we care about. He don't care if you blood and I'm Crip. He don't care if you Vice Lord and I'm GD. He don't care if you white and I'm black. He don't care if you racist and I'm loving. He don't care if you're gay. He doesn't care. He does not care. He discriminates against nobody. He will use any and anybody to literally get this, to get his agenda across. Y'all worried about politicians? Y'all need to be worried about the enemy. Y'all worried about the wrong thing, cuz. The wrong thing. Y'all worried about politics and who could be the next president. Y'all need to be looking right there in your own household to see what demons have the ability to stay in your household and not leave. Why all of a sudden when people go in your house, everybody come out sad and depressed? Everybody come out want to fight, want to be violent. Everybody want to turn up when they leave out your house, and they don't. That's not even them. That's an issue. You probably need to check that. That's the system that he has created. I'm here to expose it, y'all, so y'all can literally stop wondering why your life is not moving. That's because of the system that is in place. No, listen, as I'm speaking, I can feel this stuff lifting up off me. I can feel it in the spirit realm. Like, this is crazy. I can feel it. This stuff is real. Like, there's a breakthrough that's going to hit somebody that watches this video through and through. Seriously. Next, y'all not even in each other's presence anymore. Matter of fact, your presence isn't a present anymore. You know what it really is? It's like, it's a favor. It's not even a present anymore. You're not even excited to even be around them. Now it's like, if I'm around you, like I just did you a favor. That's because you fell into the system. Before, you was with them all day long. You would literally try to get off work early just to be with your boo. Now you completely stop. You shut down for some reason. You don't even want to be around them anymore. You completely changed and got into the agenda of the enemy. You literally let him play with your mindset so much to where your presence is not a present anymore. It's a favor. That's bad. It's like you feel like, well, I don't have to be here, but you didn't have that same energy when y'all first met. Why you switched up all of a sudden? And I'm willing to bet you don't even know why you switched up. I know why, because you fell into the system. You fell into it, and I'm telling you, nobody's exempt. We're on trial every day. You can fall into that system in 24 hours. From this video, you can fall into it if you're not careful. If you're not careful, you can fall right into it. You can fall right into it. Next thing, tonality and communication. Y'all are so sweet talking to each other. Y'all don't even do that no more. Y'all curse each other out. Y'all disrespect each other in front of family, in front of friends. Y'all sarcastic. Y'all don't even care. Y'all talk crazy to each other in front of your kids, and you wonder why your children have no respect for the opposite sex at school. If your daughter is picking on boys, that's because they don't know how to communicate that I really like him, but because my dad's not in the house, or because Every time mama see daddy, she always got something negative to say, or vice versa. That's the reason why. You wonder why your son is a bully? It's because he probably seen you bullying his mom. You show his mom no respect. And you wonder why this is a continuous trend. That's here. Y'all used to be so sweet. Y'all didn't cut each other off. Y'all didn't do that. Now y'all don't even care. It's like, I'm right, you wrong. Like, you don't even care no more. Y'all used to be patient for each other's personalities. Now y'all don't even care no more. Now y'all want to blame it on zodiac signs. Oh, that's because I'm a Taurus. No, that's because you mean. No, because I'm a Gemini. No, it's because you need deliverance. It has nothing to do with that. Stop making these excuses. I'm just being real. Because guess what? At your job, you don't tell them you're a Gemini. You get to work on time, don't you? Yeah. You don't say that when it comes time for a promotion. You don't say that when you get rolled up. Well, the reason why I'm like this is because I'm a Capricorn. No, it's because you was late. It's because you wasn't responsible. Because you were supposed to do. You can't pull that jump when you late on your rent. You can't pay your rent on time. They don't care about your zodiac sign. They don't care about that. They're gonna say, you gotta tell 12 or the sheriff gonna be out here. You can't pull that stuff, y'all. Listen, y'all used to be about growth together. Now you're just comfortable. And now y'all don't have no ambition. Now all of a sudden it's hard for you to be ambitious. Now all of a sudden you're not determined anymore. There's no determination anymore. Now y'all stagnant. Y'all stagnant. I'm sorry, love. Sorry, man. I got to get on the Capricorns. Y'all not exempt. You're not. Then get this. The next point. You start taking advice from haters. Ooh. You know why? Because they agree with everything that you say. You start taking advice from haters because they agree with you now. Don't get mad. Go ahead and smile. You start the haters. And you know good and well these folks do not have your best interest, but you're listening to them. You know that they're nothing but yes men and yes women, but you're still listening to them. You're still listening to them. You're still listening to them. A lot of these things start off as a disagreement instead of an actual agreement. But when you disagree and there's no mint at the end, guess what? It's a part of the system. All hell breaks loose because there's no peace in the disagree. Ooh, you got to have peace when you disagree. Disagreement should be harmonious to an agreement. And let me give you a news flash, guys. You ready? Write this down. This is free game. I learned this last night. Agreement brings peace, not silence. Agreement brings on peace, not silence. You being silent still brings in pain because now the pain is sheltered. You're literally, when you're silent, you know what happens? You know what you're doing? You're pouring new wine into old wine skins. And those old wine skins, according to scripture, will burst. Google it. That's what I'm going to say to y'all right now. Google it. Now, we talked about marriage and relationships. Let's shift it. Let's talk about finances. Oh, remember, hold on. Let's go to page 1. Remember what dispute means? To set apart. Reckon, which means to believe, to set apart your belief. Remember that? Let's talk about finances. I'm going to really go there because finances is a very uncomfortable conversation for the Black community. It's very uncomfortable. You know why? Because here's the symptoms that you are part of the system of the system that the enemy created. He took the judicial system and flipped it to his own agenda. These are signs part of it. We talked about marriage and relationships. Now let's talk about finances. You're telling yourself that you're broken. You always speak negative about money. You are deep into that system. And next thing, you call yourself a realist. No, you're negative. You calling yourself a realist because you're afraid to move to the next level. Oh, I'm just a realist. No, you're negative. You're afraid. Because if that's the case, why don't you just do it? Well, because I think that. No, don't think. Just do it. Do you think at your job? They don't pay you to think. They pay you to do it, and you do it every day from 9 to 5, 10 to 7, 10 to 3. You work 12, 13-hour shifts, and you do overtime. You don't question it, but you do it anyway. You're a realist? Well, let's be a realist right now. You're going to work 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire 40%, and you're going to need over 2 million to live comfortably. That's the real fact of it all. But you're making 60 to 80,000 a year now. Guess what? You want all of the money you make in about time you're in your 50s and 60s? You don't get that money back on the back end. That's it. So you've been living paycheck to paycheck only to realize that, wow, I'm on a fixed income now. And inflation is steady going up. I was on the phone with baby girl earlier. She said, babe, coffee was $1 for any size. Now it's $2. I'm like, dang. Dollar Tree ain't even $1 anymore. It's $1.25 tree. What? You serious? Think about it. This is real. Next thing, even save, nor do you want to invest. You think you got to have a lot of money to invest? No, you don't. No, you don't. You're just afraid to invest because you still have a slavery mentality to think that for some reason I won't ever see this ever again. But you have faith in God, though. Yes, you will. If you can get it now, you can always get it. You can always get it. You know what you can do, y'all? Let me break this down with finances. You can always get you some more money now. Don't believe that. You get paid every 2 weeks, you get more money. You get paid every week, you get more money. You know what you don't get, though? You don't get your time back. Your time is done. When it's done, it's done. You can't rewind time back. You can't go back to when you're in your 20s and you're in your 30s. You can't go back to the teenagers when you're in your 20s, but you can always get you some more money, though. Think about your perspective. I'm talking to you like this because I'm not a part of this system. I grew out of this system. I was in this system. I was in it. I was institutionalized by the system, and a lot of us still are. But the reason why I was institutionalized because I didn't know anything different. A lot of you won't know anything different, but hopefully, my prayer is after this video, you will no longer be a part of this system ever again, ever. Next thing, you say I can't have enough. You always say what you can't afford. You know how disrespectful that is to God, the same God that can give you exceedingly and abundantly above all anything you can even ask for in that scripture, and you're going to tell yourself that you can't afford it. This is the same Jesus that and your grandparents prayed to, and they are your ancestors. And for some reason, you don't believe. You don't have an entrepreneur spirit. You think that the only way to do it is to work for somebody else, as if you can't own nothing on the side, as if you can't have another stream of income to help you. Working a second job is not another stream of income. You know what it is? It's just another job. Because guess what? You still got to trade your time and your energy for a paycheck. And the more time you spend, the less time you'll have to enjoy the money that you make. So now all you're doing, you're just working to pay bills. And that sucks, right? Let's be real. Let's talk about it. Y'all know the only reason why you're excited for Friday night, because it's the only time you experience freedom. That's the only time you know you have faith that you're gonna get that direct deposit on payday. But you know it hurt for real, because when Sunday comes, you don't even want to get up for Monday. I hate Mondays. For an entrepreneur, that's the best day of the week, because that's when the most money is being made. But you don't know that because you're stuck in the system. Stuck in the system. You got comfortable with saying you don't have enough. You believe that you have to die to experience or get better. You don't think that you can live abundance on earth. You think you got to die to get it. That's not true. That's not Bible. That's not scripture at all. It's not. But for some reason, we're institutionalized by the system that told us that we can't have it unless we die. So we say stuff like money is the root of all evil. That's not scripture at all. Money doesn't grow on trees. All rich people go to hell. That's not true at all. That's not scripture at all. It's not. It's not. So y'all think David went to hell? Jesus was from the lineage of David, the tribe of the king and the king of Judah. You think he went to hell? Y'all tell me. Think about it. He was a king. You don't think he had money? Look at Joseph. Joseph was the ambassador of an entire region of Egypt. He had the best land of everything. You think he went to hell? He was rich. He put his whole family on, even after his brother sold him into slavery. He told his dad, and take everything you'll have and move up here to Egypt. Pharaoh told Joseph, give your parents the best land of Egypt that we have out here. You think he went to hell? It's the system, y'all. It's the system. It is. It's the system. Here's another part we have in the system. Here you go. You hate on people because they have more than you. So you call them materialistic. You always got something to say about people because they wearing designer and you not. You always have something to say about when rich people get sick, and the first thing you do is attack their finances. The first thing you do is attack their money. That's the first thing you do. The first thing you do is attack their money because you see that they have more than you. That's because you're stuck in the system. You're stuck in it. You're stuck in the system. You're stuck in it 100%. Oh, here's another piece, another symptom that you're stuck into the system. Your closet is worth more than your bank account. Your closet is worth more than your bank account. You got more money in shoes than you got in your bank account. You got more money in shoes than you have in liquidity, which means right on you cash. You got more in wigs. You got more in handbags. You got more in sneakers. You got more in heels. You got more in hat than you actually have in your bank account currently right now. It's because you're stuck in the system. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you got more money in cologne than you have anything. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you smell good. But for real though, that's because you're stuck in the system. You spend and work. You spend money and work just to pay bills. You're not a student anymore when it comes to money. You worship money more than you worship God. I'm gonna prove to you. If your boss says, I need you to work overtime, you say yes. God say, I need you to pray. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. But you want God to give you more though. That's why it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Because people kill for money. Oh yeah, let me tell you something for real though. A lot of y'all got a price tag. A lot of y'all can't be bought with the right fee. Oh yeah, like a bird. Oh yeah, you will sing like a canary for the right fee, for the right amount of money. You will literally sell your soul. Some of y'all do it right now with the companies that you work with. You will literally work 70, 80 hours a week. A week. And they don't give you a raise. You thinking that, well, I'm getting more overtime. Do the math. You don't. You're actually getting paid less because the more money you make, because you're W-2, guess what? You spend more in taxes. You don't get that money back, all that money back come tax season. You don't. You spend $10,000 plus a year in taxes, you only gonna get back 4, maybe 5,000, if that. Depending on if you got kids, if you got, earned income credit, etc. But still, you lost all of that time and they still tax you over $10,000. And you literally right now are acting like you can't do God's work, but you want to do everything for money. Like, come on, for real? It's not your fault. You're just stuck in the system. You got to get out of that. You're stuck in the system. That's why it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. There's nothing wrong with being rich and wealthy. There's nothing wrong with that at all, to be honest with you. Because think about it. How are you going to help people if you don't have no money? You can't feed nobody if you don't have the money to buy the food to feed them. What you going to do, steal out the store? You need money to do it. That's common sense, right? But people will literally change their whole lives for a job. Here's one thing I want you to also understand. When it comes even to your marriage and your relationships, don't do stuff for a man that you work for that you wouldn't do for your own husband. You don't give that boss of yours no back talk, no nothing, but you talk crazy to your dude. Fellas, we not off the hook. Your boss, whether he's a man or a woman, especially the women, you do everything she say. But when it comes to your wife, you don't show her no respect. None. You've been listening to this man all day, ladies, and he tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and you don't even bite. You don't second guess. You get it done. You even make a to-do list. You all organize that work and all of that. But when you get home, oh, I'm tired. Yeah, because you've been listening to another man all day. God didn't call you to do that. He called you to listen to your husband, not to another dude. Fellas, we the same way. We do the same exact stuff, and we wonder why we still stuck in the system. That's the reason why. We stuck in the system. We're stuck in. We're not moving. We're not moving. We're trapped in the system, trapped in it, right? You don't even believe that it's possible for you to have more. If I ask a lot of you right now, why do you work the job that you work at? Excuse me, whatever. Why do you work the job that you work at? A lot of you couldn't even, well, because I got to work, but why? Why do you do it? Well, because I got to survive. That's the problem. Survival instead of living. Stop surviving and start living. Because when you die, let me give you a news flash. They will replace you. If you put more work into your job, even into your business, even into your ministry, more than you do your family, you know what they're going to do? They're going to replace you in 24 to 48 hours. I seen it happen, and I work from home. I seen a major VP pass away from COVID. In 2 weeks, they had somebody else to replace this dude. In 2 weeks. In 2 freaking weeks. His family is still grieving, and the company didn't say, you know what, he helped us make so much money. We're going to just retire his position and nobody can get it. 2 weeks, they had somebody else in that man position already. Well, it's a perfect opportunity. So-and-so died, so now you can move up. And the person that had no respect for real, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man, I don't even want that position. That man busted his butt. He died. But for some reason, when it comes down to your spouse, you don't do that. You don't keep that same energy. Don't keep that same energy. You don't even believe that's possible for you. You became comfortable with struggle. You're too skeptical. Somebody try to bring you a business opportunity, you got every reason to say why it didn't work because you're skeptical, but you want more. And then you want to talk down on the people that give you the opportunity. Let me tell you, for my Black community, man, we got to stop this. We got to stop being so skeptical. We got to stop not wanting to do business with one another. We got to stop. That's the reason why we're so behind. We don't want to build with each other. We don't want to connect with each other. We want to outshine and outdo one another. Guess what? You're still broke to all of the other cultures because they work together. We don't. We don't want to work together. We want to outdo one another. Don't you know you can make more money combined together than you do separate? Come to Houston. Go to Chinatown. It'll blow your freaking mind, man. Go to Chinatown. Go to 1960 in North Houston and see all of the Hispanic businesses. They have a section, y'all. I can't make this up. 7 minutes from where I live. Not even 7 minutes, about 5 minutes from where I live. It's a whole plaza, and everything there is Vietnamese. Everything. The dentist, the tea shop, the coffee shop, the clothing stores, the supermarket, everything is Vietnamese. Everything. The nail shop, everything. They got one big, huge plaza, all working together harmoniously. But not us. We're in 2 different sides of town. We compete. We don't like each other. We hate on one another. We posting and we tagging. Like, why, man? We too skeptical as a culture. Disagreement. You're either not listening to the right people or you're afraid of failure and success. That's really what it is for us as a Black community. We're afraid of failure too much. We're afraid of success. And because we're afraid of failure and success, you know what? We don't grow. We stay stuck in the system. Other races and cultures, we can do the same thing even better because we control social media. If every African American stopped doing social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, social media would die. I put my life on that. It'll die. We provide 80% plus of all content that pass any social media app, period. 80%. You think Facebook could live if 80% of its content leave? Who gonna provide it? They can't survive off of 20%. That business will fall. But we don't think like that because we have this slave mentality of Oh, you know what? It's just me. My family never seen this amount of money before, so I don't want to do this. I want to keep this. I don't want. That's the reason why a lot of you right now stay at jobs for 20, 30 years. And you don't even like it, but because it was the most money you ever made, you don't think you can have more. You stay sweat. That's the reason why. It's the system, y'all. We stuck in it. We got to get out of this system. We have to get out of it. We are either too scared to lose or too fearful to let the good happen in our lives. We got to stop it, man. We're stuck. We're stuck in this system, this judicial system that the enemy infiltrated and literally exposes to it. Last but not least, let's talk about your faith. I know I'm over time right now, but hey, it's all good. Thank you all who stayed on. Let's talk about your faith. Here's what's happening nowadays because of social media, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Here's what's happening. We live in a world, not even the world, we live in a country, the USA, where you can worship wherever you want to worship. You can do whatever you want to do and nobody can tell you nothing or say nothing. We call it defamation, or you can't discriminate against anyone's religious beliefs. That's what they call it. Let me give you a news flash. You cannot serve God in Christ and be religious. It doesn't work. You either have a relationship or you don't. Period. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how nobody put it. Take it from your boy. I wasn't raised in church. I wasn't. You can check my back record. I could give you proof. I was never raised in church at all. I found God being homeless, sleeping in a hotel from 2010 to 2012 in Birmingham, Alabama, 1840 South Park Drive, Pelham, Hoover, Alabama, in-town suites. Look it up. That's why I built my relationship at for 2 years strong and took off from there. Called me. I didn't have no Bible study teacher, none of that. Everything I give you is raw, R-A-W. But when you flip the word raw around, raw, R-A-W, you know what it spells? War. You gotta be ready for war. Every day. Every single day. We're in a time now where we're living in a country where you can do whatever you want. Other countries, you're not allowed to do it. You go and scream Jesus in another part of the world, they will literally kidnap you. You'll never see. You know how many people that go on mission trips but never come back? Ever? But people, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about all of the people that die as martyrs who go to the gospel. Don't you know in China, there are people, when they get I saw this, they literally hug it. It's like this. They're like, oh my God, because they can't have it in their country. They can't. They cannot have it. It is a disgrace. You will get beheaded. You will. They have to walk miles and miles and miles outside of their towns to go underground just to worship and pray. We can do it right here. I'm live. I can do it right here, and nobody can tell me anything. We're spoiled and we're privileged. We don't understand that. We're not humble enough. You can't go to all of these other countries and do the stuff that you do. For example, my baby cousin, my first cousin, he lives in Thailand right now. I had a conversation with him last week. Let me tell you something. You can't move to Thailand and start a business. Not like how you do here in the US. You can move from another country in the US. You can start a business and all of that. Green card, all of that. You good. We live in a country where you have the freedom to do whatever the heck you want because we're not a democracy and we're not a communist country. So let's talk about your faith. The problem is I see nowadays is this. We as the people, we worship the created stuff. This. But we don't worship the creator. You can't worship the universe because the universe is not God. It's what God created. But a lot of people think that so much. Because why? Because when you have to worship God, you got to build a relationship. And that just lets me know that a lot of people have problems with building relationships. That's really what it is. But you know what it is? I don't blame you. It's the system. The system is designed. One of the biggest things the enemy is going to attack you with first is it's typically not your finances, not even your marriage or your relationship. It may not even be your health, it's your faith. Because if you believe, oh my God, it's over for him. He don't want that. He don't want it. Y'all, it took me 20 minutes to go live on my phone. I have no issue with my phone. I just can do it. I reset my phone. My phone never give me issues, ever. But I know what it is. I know what it is. Next thing, you have religious thoughts because you are afraid. You are really afraid to build a relationship with God. You're probably afraid that building a relationship with God will make you look crazy, make you look stupid. It's not because you can say, well, because I didn't grow up in church or because nobody else did, nobody else showed you. Nobody else showed you what to do at your job. You learned, you figured that out, didn't you? You figured it out at your job. But for some reason, with your relationship with God, you don't want to figure that out. You can't Google nothing now, but you can Google how to do things at your job, though. You can Google how to fix your resume up so that they can look attractive so you can get the position. But you can't do that with your relationship with God. I'm confused. I'm so confused. But again, I don't blame you. That's because you're a part of the system and don't realize that you do that. You're a part of the system. You got religious beliefs and religious thoughts for some reason, and you don't even read anything, no matter what you believe in. But for some reason, when they come to build a relationship with God, when you say the word Jesus, people get afraid. People don't want to hear it. Ain't that crazy? And the reason why is because of one thing and one thing only. You are afraid to build a relationship. Because when you build a relationship, you know what happened? When you build a relationship, you get exposed. All of your flaws come out. People don't like that. Everything about you that's dirty and ill and skeletons, they all come out when you build a relationship because you got to be yourself. You can only fake the funk for so long. Jim Carrey said this, and I posted on my Instagram about, I think last week. He said that the reason all depression is the real you tired of faking. Changed my life forever, man. He said, think about it. You're depressed because the real you had an idea that you wanted to be something, and when you didn't hit it, it literally depressed you. The reason why you're depressed is because the real you is tired of wearing the mask. The real you is tired of lying and putting on and fronting and capping and doing all this other stuff that you got it all and you really don't. The real you is tired. That's why you get depressed. Because when you really joyful about who you really are, it's hard for you to get depressed because you know who you are. But when you don't know who you are, which means you have an identity crisis, which also means that you're trying to be something that you know that you're not, you go into depression real quick. Try being yourself. And again, I don't blame you. You're just a part of the system. You exclude the about your faith, about God, just to make yourself feel comfortable. That's what people do. They take scriptures and make it to what they want to do. They eisegete the word. They take stuff from the Quran. They take stuff from the Bible. They take stuff from Buddha. They take stuff from the Dalai Lama. They take stuff from all these other different places and say it's their own religion. I serve a higher power. No, you don't. Stop it. You're all over the place. I don't blame you. It's attractive. It's called New Age. That's because you're a part of the system. It's attractive now. It's easy. What's wrong with Googling scripture and studying it and practicing it in your life? Nobody says you have to be perfect. Nobody says you have to do all these things. You did. Nobody put a gun in your head and said, you do this or else. No, that's what you're doing. You're worried about what people would think. Why are you so worried? Why are you so worried right now what people would say to you if you mention Jesus in your conversation? You know why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. A lot of you can't say Jesus' name consistently in one sentence. You can't say Jesus, 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 and not feel no type of way. That's because the inner you is angry because you have no relationship with him. You got to build a relationship. Build a relationship. It takes time, but it's only going to take as long as the work you put in on it. Seriously. Come on. We're going to go there. This is about healing. This is about growing. This is about developing. Come on. You're afraid to pray consistently. You make things more important than God time. You put your job before him on anything. You put your relationships before him on anything. When's the last time you prayed for real? When's the last time you spent time with God? When's the last time you studied? When's the last time you did it? Think about it. It's because you're afraid. Why are you so afraid? Nothing's going to happen to you if you pray to God consistently and give him his time. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. You give Christ your time, nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to lose sleep. You're probably going to have the best sleep in your freaking life because you're dealing with all of this by yourself, and then you expect God to handle it. No, give it to Christ now. Then later on, you will see him work it out for you. Don't do it and then bring it to him. But he said, hey, listen, all of you that are burdened, heavy laden, come to me and I'll give you rest. But y'all not going to him. You're going to social media. You're going to your friends. You're going to weed. You're going to porn. You're going to alcohol. You're going to hookah. You're going to turn up. You're going to all these different outlets that these people have, and it's just a bunch of y'all that's just depressed and don't like each other. For real, for real. But you know what? Y'all connect off of pain. Y'all connect off of trauma. And then when you leave, you got to go back into reality. And the reality is, for you realists, is that it's your fault. You're afraid to pray. You're afraid to build a relationship. Next thing, and I don't blame you, you're just a part of the system. You're basing your life off of someone else's opinion. That's the reason why you don't have faith in Christ. That's the reason why you don't have faith in God. You're worried about what other people will say about you. You're afraid to fail. You want control during conveniency of you. You want control when it's convenient of you, but you complain. And sometimes you even blame God. You want control so bad over your life during when it's convenient for you. But the moment it don't work, you complain. You say, God, why me? And you get mad and you feel some type of way. That's because you're a part of the system. That's the reason why. Here's another part. You let your past rob you of your future, rob you from your future because of the system to where the enemy is there to infiltrate and take away your faith from you. You're not consistent, but you think it's all about perfection. I don't blame you. That's because you are part of the system. And the reason why you want to be all about perfection so much is because that's the only way you felt accepted. The only time you got your report card put on the fridge is when you had to be perfect in your eyes to your parents. So you take that same model on into your life, into your business life, your job life, your relationships. You think you got to be perfect for everything. That's not true. But I don't blame you. You're just a part of the system. Get out of it. Just do the opposite. It's okay. You're going to die. You're not going to fail. If you do the opposite, just try it. Do it. It's going to work. I'm a living testimony. It worked. It works still. Last point. You're not consistent with things. I'm sorry. Last point. The system is there to steal, kill, and destroy, just like the enemy, and for you to daily dispute anything that will come into your life for the good. Anything that God is trying to do for you, the system is designed for you to literally dispute it because you don't believe anything good can come into your life. It's designed, the system is designed to set a part. When they set a part, when people put parts in your hair or you put a part into something, it is designed to set apart everything from you believing. The system is there to set apart the pleasing of someone's prayer over your life, only to move in a harmonious process / transition. I'm giving y'all a free game, man. Listen, when you choose Jesus, your life changes as fast as you stop being set apart from him, being set apart from the system. Get out of the system. Now, you probably want, okay, Ben, you've been talking about the system. How do I do it? I'm going to show you how. All right. I got 5 scriptures for you right now. You literally read these, you study them, and you act upon them. And let me help you understand this. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. We'll see the enemy trying to knock me off. I ain't worried about that. But you do not have to be perfect. Here we go. Matthew 8:18. I hope y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Y'all can hear me good. Perfect. You do not have to be perfect. These are the 5 things. So there's a new system. It is called the power of agreement. It's 5 steps to the power of agreement. And here are these steps, the steps of scriptures. I'm gonna give them to you. Make sure you listen and write them down. Matthew 18, chapter 18, verses 19 through 20. Here's what it says. Again, truly I tell you, if 2 of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. See you again. Truly I tell you that if 2 of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I'm there. I'm there. The power of agreement. Mark chapter 10, verse 9. Therefore, what God has joined, let no one separate. The power of agreement. That's how you get out of the system. The power of agreement. You don't need a lot of people. You just need one person. Just one person. Just one. You can't do it by yourself. You need one person to agree with you. That's it. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. Pete, I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly united in mind and thoughts. Harmonious agreement. Step number 4, Proverbs 10:12. Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs, all of them. Step number 4, final step number 5. Proverbs 27, chapter 17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That's it. That's it, y'all. The system. Get out of the system. 5 steps, 5 scriptures. Read them and follow them. Iron sharpens iron. 2 or more come together. God says, if you come together and ask for it in my name, it is done. When 2 or 3, when 2 to 3 or more gather, he's there in the midst. Can't make this stuff up. This is like it's there. The power of agreement. Now you probably wonder, well, if it's just me, how do I get somebody else? First of all, if you're by yourself, that's because your relationship with God is not as big as you think it should be. There's another level that you haven't tapped into yet, and that's okay, because the system is still there. You're still a part of it. Get out of it. Go deeper in him. And then once you go deeper in him, he'll send the people. You won't even have to ask. They'll come. They'll come right into your life. You will not have to ask. But if you feel like you're in the season of isolation, it's because you have to dig deeper and go into him. That's the reason why. You're not deeper in him enough. Go deeper with him. Study more. Pray more. Pray more. If you want to know how to pray, Matthew 5. Our Father, who's art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Because Jesus said this. He said, yo, you don't have to pray like the Pharisees, who all in the streets screaming loud for people to notice them. Go to a quiet place. Go in your bathroom. Go in your bedroom. Go in your car. Go in your closet. Go to a quiet place and pray to me, and I will everything. And I'm ad-lib in the scripture, but I will bring everything out in public for you. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be perfect. All prayer is, let me give you all some quick game I learned in 2010, 2012. All prayer is a conversation between you and God, just like how we talk. You go to God like how we're talking. It's like how you talk to your friends. Well, not fully, just minus the cursing and all of the crazy stuff you do. Just talk to God the same way. Listen, y'all, I'm nowhere near perfect, but I serve a perfect God, and I want to make sure you serve the same God. Just being real with you. You know, it's a learning process. You're right, Vince. Every day, bro. Every day is learning. Every day. It never stops. But thank God that when you live to see another day, you make it better. You go deeper with him. If you by yourself, it's cool. Take the time to go deeper with him. And God will send you the right people. You won't even have to ask. He'll send you the right wife. He'll send you the right husband. He'll send you the right brother, and he'll send you the right sister. And guess what? Half of them folks don't even have to be blood. They don't have to be blood individuals. I got a best friend right now. He is not blood to me. I've been knowing this dude since the 1st grade, and we still tight like this. His son is born on my birthday. Go figure. And we're 3 days apart. Go figure. Right? I know everything about this guy. He knows everything about me. It's crazy. But that's how it is. That's how it is. Like, you have to do that. So guys, like, that's my time. I've been on literally an hour and 24 minutes. I didn't expect to be on this long. But if you're watching this video, man, share this video, send it to somebody. Somebody needs to see this, because a lot of us, man, I was in the system for years. I'm not in the system anymore. We cannot be stuck in the system. The enemy wants us trapped. We can break the chains. We can get out of this stuff. We don't have to stay stuck here financially, marriages, in our faith with Christ, our health. We don't have to stay here no more. We can literally leave. We can get out of this. We can get out of the system. We can get out. So that's part 1, dispute and disagreements. I'll see y'all next week. It's your boy Future P. I'm out. Love. Take care.